Okay, cool.
All right, a lot of me. That's a lot of me. Hi, guys. All right, so I think we should just kind of get into it because the dry run went longer than we thought. It's not a long process, but definitely there's things that I want to discuss with you guys. I will just tell you a little bit quickly about Flipmystitch. It's basically a upcycling business, so I like to take anything really that is repurposed, secondhand, and make it new again, make it more fun in any way possible. I sew things, I paint. You can check out my Instagram right now, and there's tons of different things that you can do and have fun with it. And I want to encourage everybody to kind of do their own creative, projects and endeavors as well, using things that we already have created on this earth.
Yes.
So a couple things about tools, what you'll need to make the paper. It actually doesn't take much. There are things that you can get at the store, hopefully all secondhand. You'll need a blender that you will not be using for food. You don't want to have stuff that you're going to eat in this afterwards. So, you can get one off. This was from Facebook Marketplace. The thrift store has a bunch of them as well. You will need another kind of important thing is the mold and decal. It's essentially just a screen. That's all that's really important. It's just something to take the pulp that we're going to show you how to make and remove the excess water from it. But essentially, paper making is just getting the paper wet, putting it together, and then drying it up. So really simple to do. You'll want some old towels. These don't even have to be old. You can keep them and rewash them. And yeah. And so I've watched a lot of videos on paper making, and they always make it this huge kind of endeavor, and looks really messy, and there just looks like a lot going on. And I feel like I've kind of streamlined it and made it a lot simpler process. And I think that's important for people doing it more often and just kind of, not feeling like it's this burden to go ahead and make it. So I want to show you guys how simple it actually is. And there's a whole bunch of different ways to do it, things that you can kind of get creative with and make it fun. So we might be asking you guys for your opinion on what you want us to show you. But yeah, we can just start it up. So
yeah.
I brought a whole thing of scrap paper. Everyone's got scrap paper. You can use receipts. You can use old flyers. And a lot of this is going to be if you go to make your own paper, a lot of it's just going to be trial and error, seeing what you like. Yeah, and let's do it. So I'm just going to take some. It's all at the bottom here.
Hey, Arlene.
Okay. I was going to see if you have scissors, but actually I think
I got scissors.
Yeah.
I do if you need it.
Let's do it. You can also rip it up. These are just old, I don't even know, instructions to something that I'm never going to use again. Thank you so much. The pieces aren't super important on size. You just need to make sure that they're not super huge because you don't want to clog up your blender. I'm going to just do this whole thing. Doesn't matter what you want to do. You could really just rip them, but whatever. So this is probably 3 or 4 sheets of paper. What's important is the ratio of water to paper. You don't want to put way too much paper. Trust me, this can take a lot. You can definitely get a lot of scrap paper into your new pieces of paper, but you just don't want to overload your blender and kind of, ruin the motor. So start small, go from there. If you put less paper in it, you'll also most likely get a thinner sheet of paper. So I know it's hard to show you on camera, but I've done a couple examples just to kind of give you the difference. This is a thick kind of loaded in sheet. I got as much paper in there as I could. And then this one's a little bit more of your thinner version. Yeah. You probably can't really tell, but maybe just even by the flexibility of it. There's so many details of things that you'll realize as you're making it. Like I said, the more that you blend your paper, probably the more clear, the more, what's the word? It'll have
opaque? No, less
opaque,
transparent.
I was gonna say that, but just kind of clean, less of dotted or speckles in it. But it depends what you're looking for. I kind of like that look too. It makes it more authentic. There's some where you can still get a little bit of a word, and I just think that's super cool. Yeah, so You can do whatever. I didn't bring the food coloring. That's what I forgot to bring, but that's okay. Actually, there's other things that you can use. So food coloring is cool if you want to make it a different color. Sometimes it'll come out if you're putting it in the water just because the actual paper didn't get to soak in it. This is an example of what it looks like if you put food coloring in it after you've created the sheet of paper before it dries. You can make kind of cool effects like that. This is actually one that I used eyeshadow for. So these are just like, yeah, like old, like little, you know, cosmetic eyeshadows that I don't use or for whatever reason. There's actually even like sparkles in it. I don't know if you can see, but maybe we can just use the eyeshadows that I brought. Maybe we could do like, what color do you like?
Maybe let's try that one.
This peach. Okay, so this is a light color. It'll be interesting to see like how it's going to kind of show up. I'm literally just going to use my nail. It's going to seem like a lot, but I'm going to use the whole thing because it's such a light color. Or most of it. I'll use most of it. Cool. So literally, like, you just experiment with this. I think this is the coolest thing because there's no wrong paper. Can't mess this up. Something comes out how it comes up. Embrace that. Use that. I've been using these as just like anything. I have people who are purchasing these for like thank you cards for their business, which I think is really nice. But whatever you have a use for, you know, make it happen. So, okay, we need to give you guys a warning because this is the blender happening right now, and it gets pretty loud.
Yeah.
So
I'll back away a little bit.
Back away. If you have headphones in it, I would just like maybe take them out or something. But yeah.
Yo, what's up, O'Neill? Close your ears because we're about to blend some paper. Looks like a smoothie.
Right? Forbidden smoothie. Do not eat. Would not recommend. Yeah, so I didn't even talk about really how much water I put in that one because I don't even know. I just kind of guesstimate. Like I said, like you just kind of go with the flow and see what you prefer. But definitely more water than paper. So I usually use my small one. Doesn't matter. You just take your screen and basically, so if you ever watch the videos online, people have like buckets of water and like they make the pulp and they put it in and they take their screen and they like sift it out. That's like so much work, takes up so much space. If you want, the easiest thing that you can do is just straight up take this. Okay, this eyeshadow actually looks like it's separated, but it'll be cool to see how it comes out. You just take your blender, go over like a sink or wherever you're doing it, and you just want to pour it directly into your screen. So we could probably, yeah, we'll use this whole thing, but I'm gonna make some space in here. Essentially, you'll take this, and you don't have to do this part. I like to just kind of squeeze out as much water as I can here, but you're going to be mostly taking it out with the towel that I'm going to show you.
It's so interesting, the consistency.
Right? It's like it's a weird pulp, but like that's the beauty of paper. Paper can just be like remulched over and over again. So, you know, receipts, I'm a big one for receipts. Like I take them for no reason. I've been better at saying like if there's a choice between taking your receipt or not, I'll say like no, I don't want that, but I always end up with so many that I just don't need and I wish I didn't have. So it's great for something like this. The flyers, you can definitely use. They have usually like kind of like almost like a shellac, like a coating on them. So that would make your paper a little bit different as well. But again, if you like that, it's still like writable. You can still put stuff on it. It's just different. So
in the comments said, looks like mincemeat.
I mean, if that's what you're saying, yeah, it literally looks like we're in a little butcher shop. All right, so we're done here. Thanks, guys. I'm out. Okay, well, let's make it more fun then. Let's like add some stuff. So, and what time I need to? Oh, it's only been 2 minutes. We're good.
Hey, Spencer.
Okay, let me put in the corner. So it's cool. You can kind of just like mold it around and like, you know, if you have a screen this size and you wanted to make a piece of paper smaller, you can literally just like not fill it up kind of thing. Like you're molding it, right? You're making it. This is just easier for like a specific size or a consistent size, I should say. So I've done different things. I take flowers. I take a little book with me everywhere I go, and when there's like little wild flowers or leaves that I think are cute, I put them in the book, and then I actually dehydrate these myself. So the quickest way to do it, if you take your flowers and get 2 pieces of parchment paper and literally just like stick an iron on top of the parchment paper, it will like take the moisture out of the flowers and it'll create, something dry that you can put on. The flowers, I will warn you, forgot that there was 2 cameras. I will warn you about the flowers. I've learned that I need to put like pieces of pulp of the paper on top of it, because sometimes based on the shape of the flower and the paper, they can like fall off. As you see here, like, again, it's authentic. It's not a huge deal. There was a leaf here and it fell off kind of thing. These are like one of the first ones that I had done. But you can it is cool. It looks like it's embedded when you add some of the pulp on top. But if you don't want to do flowers, I'm thinking we might do these. Basically,
a question.
Oh, what is it?
Receipts and flyers are usually waxy. Does that make a difference when making it into paper?
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. Let me see if I have one that was made with it. When you make the pulp from the waxy kind of flowers, it'll definitely look different than when you do it with regular paper or like other scrap paper when it's wet. But when it dries, you can still write on it and it kind of like goes away for some reason. Maybe, you can see what you like. Maybe if you mix it also with other things that aren't waxy. The receipts I've had no problem with, but the flyers, yes, like they definitely have that kind of texture to them. Let me see. I think that I did make one just with the flyer to see. Because the other thing, if you make, for example, this one was made out of orange paper. So I got that orange look from it just from like, it was an old piece of construction paper. So there's other ways to do it. So that's what my goal was with the flyers. I wanted to take like the same kind of color and get it. But the flyers, because I think maybe it's just too many colors going on, it just kind of turns out like a light gray. So it, again, still like writable. Yeah, I think that, I don't know if, actually maybe it's one of these. Yeah. Okay. This is the one for sure. So this is just flyers. This was like the first one I made. It was literally like a gray sludge. Like when it was drying, I wasn't sure. But then it came out fine. And actually it's cleaner in the sense of like there's less speckles in it.
Yeah.
So that is something to think about if you enjoy. I read something about someone wanting to make like replicating just blank white paper. And I saw that you can add, and I did try this myself, you can add like dish soap to the blender and it actually like strips it kind of the ink a little bit. And the guy that I was reading about or watching said that he had to kind of do it a couple times and it does get like sudsy. That's if you're just really trying to attain like a white blank page. But I don't know, this is cool and it's great and I'm definitely going to use it. I just love the look of like, the speckles and like the things in it. And that's what we're about to do. So you can add literally anything that you want to kind of make it fun. These were like old sequins that I had from like an old craft. These are just like hole punched flyers. So in that sense, if you do use the flyers, it actually, the shininess, that waxiness is going to stay. But like it's for decoration. Like you can write around it. You can write on the back, whatever you want. So let's like add stuff to it. If you guys want to pick like, I don't know, a color, like we could do whatever you guys want. But I also have these little, you guys might have these at home, like the little like hole punch shapes. That's cool too, to get like a different kind of, style. I have stars and I have like leaves or whatever. What do you think? What should we do?
Yeah. Does anyone in the audience?
How many people? 4. All 4 of you need to tell us right now what color we need to do. I think a blue could be cool. We could do
blue?
like
yeah.
Or
so this is what the paper is, and then we're adding. It really does look like mincemeat.
Like meat. Stop.
Kind of strange.
I'm turned off now.
Yeah.
the eyeshadow actually like is a lot better for sticking. I'm noticing to the pulp, right? Like that looks like it's gonna stay like that for sure.
Purple. Oh wait, so we got yellow and purple.
Yellow and purple. Let's do both.
Oops.
And do we want stars, flowers, or polka dots?
Then no wait, someone said blue as well.
We're getting all the colors. I actually made a little rainbow railroad one.
I changed my answer purple. This is our rainbow railroad.
Just did it because I had nothing better to do the other day.
So cute.
Yeah, okay, so the best thing you can do is take a flyer. They're the most colorful things out there. I've already made my way and eaten at this flyer for sure.
Maybe we can kind of do similar and put different colors.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone said flowers.
Okay, cool.
So everything.
Okay, so we're gonna do it all. Oh, wait, flower shapes or flowers? We'll do it all. This is like the example page. So we'll just like do a little bit of everything. Okay, let's do like these flower cutouts. I want you to do some too. So what?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, you can like if you want to put down.
Maybe I'll put it
with me. Yeah.
I'll put it down. I'm just finding maybe here.
Yeah, throw these. It's awesome.
That's a good spot. Cool. Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh wow, nice.
Right?
Okay. I'm not the tech savvy one here. Okay, so yeah, so we can just like take them and hole punch them. What were some of the colors? The blue?
Yeah, blue, yellow, and purple.
Okay, so here's some yellow. You want because they don't like reach too far. You have to like get close to the color. Blue, yellow, purple. Oh, that'll be cute. Let me see. I think I have that one.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's really convenient. I did buy those, but I bought them like years ago when I was a kid and probably used them once.
Yeah.
But now I have like something to do it with. Look at what a cute
People
purple.
Can see it. Can you see it? I think so.
I mean, they're small, but we're basically just hole punching. If you have just a regular hole punch, or if you have the time, you know, you can actually like sit and cut things out if you want and whatever. The paper is great because the paper just kind of like molds onto it versus the flowers where you might want to like embed them a little bit more. These are like, they just stick right on. It's the easiest thing. I'm doing stars. Sorry if that was like not what was told. Sorry if you don't want stars.
Oh, it's so cute.
Isn't it
Purple
cute?
Stars.
This is such a purple. It's like flyers are so frustrating to me, but like they come in handy,
Purple
right?
star.
It's like who asked for the flyers? They just send them to you.
Right? And here's the flower, if you can see it.
So I like to take
Oh,
tweezers.
so
It's the easiest thing, but if you don't have them or don't want to use them, you don't need to. Okay, weren't these purple a second ago? Like, okay, the other side. This one's literally like, is it on the other side, this one? Okay, we'll see. Should we flip it?
Yeah. I'll move it around this way.
So literally just take it and it will stick right on there. Let's do some of your yellow flowers. This is awesome. Like, I want you guys to make your own. Just try it out. Even if, like, I guess you need the blender. I'm like, even if you don't want to go get a blender, like, pulp up some paper and put it together, and it's fun. Okay, sometimes the easiest way to pick up the pieces is to just, like, wet your hand a little bit. Oh. And then you can just, like that. When they're on the table, all weird.
Ooh.
Let's put a flower.
Yeah.
Which one do
Maybe,
you like? That's cute.
Yeah, the yellow one and,
Right?
the little blue purplish one.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever you want. Oh, yeah, little purple. Oh, you're right. Okay, so, like, it's like a skin graft. Like, you can just, like, take a little piece from somewhere else and just, like, throw her on. That one should be enough. That one's just a small one. This is a cute little... Wait, is this the purple one?
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
And then I would do just, like, a little bit on the side there.
Yeah. Oh, Neil, I can't get over the mincemeat comment.
Okay. Don't gross me out.
I'm sorry. Chichi.
So
Hi,
don't,
Chichi.
don't use pink eyeshadow if you don't want your paper to look like meat.
Bro, mincemeat and skin graft.
Like, literally, I had to use that term, right? What a Sunday afternoon for me. Okay. That's cute.
That's cute. Could we add sparkles?
Yeah, well, do we have? I have... You could add sparkles if you have them. Bad for the environment. Don't go buy them fresh. If you have them still, use them up, but the microplastics are real. But, like, here I am. Like, I had these from, like, a material. It's like a little sequin.
Nice.
So they don't stay... Okay, be careful of things that aren't paper, right? Like, you'll have to do a little bit more to kind of get them to stay on. These were, like, the sequins that I had, and I don't know. I think it's just kind of by fluke. I probably did, like, you know how they kind of like bend a little bit? I feel like
Yeah.
it's like just like holding itself in, but some of them did like kind of come
Fall
out,
off.
right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I
just
think that
keep in
works.
mind, just this is just our tester sheet.
Yeah.
This is just to show you guys like whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, so basically now you have what you want it to look like. Let me move all this. I'm just gonna put that back into the, where did I put the, oh, it's right up here. It's all scrap paper, so I'm gonna just shove that in. Okay, so you making it through this?
Yeah. I was like, okay, how long can we?
Okay,
This is fun though.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. Our paper looks cute.
It is cute.
I love
Okay,
it.
so basically you'll take it and you could just, like I said, like take an old towel or whatever you want to do. Microfiber cloths work great if you want to just, you're just taking the water out of it basically before you get to the paper towel, because the paper towel can only do so much. So you basically just kind of like take it in there. I like to put one on top and one underneath and literally just press it. You'll see the water come through. Yep. You could do it a couple times if you want. Most of it's just going to need to dry on its own. It's just going to speed the process up if you can take out, you know, as much water as possible kind of thing. And look, you can already see like it looks more flat. The one sparkle.
Yeah. I love it.
And yeah,
It's
so
different.
exactly. So it's already kind of more intact. You're molding it together, right? You're pressing it together. So paper towel, I did start off obviously with fresh sheets, but as you can see, these have been used. You can keep using them over and over again. I have a balcony. I'll like go out and clothespin them as I'm doing paper to dry them off and reuse them. And then once they have been used to like their max, you can put these into your paper. So paper towel works also for that. Or like even I've also done like sometimes because I use the food coloring, like they'll come out kind of colored like this. And like sometimes it's a really cool design and I like draw or paint a picture on it and like
It looks like
why not?
tie-dye.
Exactly, right? Like you can just have fun. That's what we're here to do. Okay, so you are gonna take your little screen and basically just flip it onto the paper towel like that. It just comes out like a
Whoa.
piece, right?
Yeah.
Taken like there's really no supplies here that like you wouldn't just kind of have other than the screen. Like just, you know, get a screen and you can make this if you want. And then you'll take another piece of paper towel, put it on top, and then take a little rolling pin and just roll it out. So be careful when you're rolling it. If you do put a lot of pressure, you will take the water out, but you might you might move the shape a bit. You might make it a little bit like I've made them wider than the actual thing, but it doesn't matter to me. I also will, I don't think these are trimmed, but yeah, this one is. Like I'll go and I'll cut them after if you want to get rid of like the sides and edges. But just, you know, keep in mind if you're trying to keep like a consistent shape, the rolling pin might kind of change that a little bit. So yeah, so this is the one.
Cool.
Right? And then literally I can just peel it right off and then, oh, they missed it, but there we go. I just peeled it right off. So this is my sheet. It's obviously still wet, but I will just kind of take up all of my counter space and lay them out flat to dry. Originally, when I first did it, I would do it with like books on top because I wanted it to flatten out, but it took ages to dry. So my recommendation to you, if you really want a flat sheet of paper, just have it drying wherever you can. And then take heavy books after it's dried, put it on top, and it should flatten out. I've had success with that. It'll take too long if you try to put the books on right away. So that is that. It's 1:54. If you wanted to do one more, we could. Otherwise, we could talk or whatever you think you wanted to do.
Maybe we can talk and go through another one if we wanted to. Yeah,
let's do it. I'll just kind of do it while whatever you want to chat about.
Cool. So thanks to everyone watching so far.
How many is it out? 5! 6, 7. There's 7.
I'll zoom in on our paper that we made. This is actually so nice.
It's cute. And like, obviously it's not like, this is just what we wanted to do based on the comments and all that. But like I said, like, you know, make it how you want. These are how they would look kind of dried up.
Yeah.
And so they are rigid. I should mention, like, for writing purposes, like these aren't like your notepad kind of paper. You're not just like writing scraps on this. It's more for like a decorative piece for whatever. A lot of people here have like businesses. So it's just, you know, good for that reason, but it's rigid. So my recommendation is like Sharpies or a marker. And then just take your time with it. Like I should have like, maybe if you have one, we could show you like kind of how it writes.
Maybe we can actually go through the paper.
The what?
The paper that you
Yeah, like the different types.
Yeah.
I kind of spoke a little bit about them. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let's do this one. I don't like this piece, but no, all pieces are beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
I was like, you can only go on live for so long, and we're back. Okay, so we're gonna like kind of show you now how like they write, and then we have time. I can do one more piece of paper afterwards.
Because I was thinking it might hit exactly at our limit.
At the
we did
limit.
Another one. We
Okay,
could.
so no, you think?
We could.
No, we can
do
leave
like a
it.
little- yeah.
Let's leave it. You guys saw it. We'll just talk a little bit about this, and then we're probably good. You guys are posting these after. Yeah. So they'll be here forever. Okay, this is the page that like I don't love it, but this is me experimenting with the food coloring. I think that I put this in before I blended it and then after as well. That's why it's kind of like blotchy and like whatever. I don't know. That was just like a piece of paper.
It's really cool.
It's still cool though, like for depending on what you're doing. Like again, if you are wanting to make a painting or something on this, like you might want that abstract kind of like background.
Yeah, true.
Right. But, you know, play around with the food coloring specifically. So I noticed if you keep like the paper kind of like in a jar or a bowl with the food coloring and no water, like you're dyeing the paper essentially. And like if that dries up, then that will more likely keep the color when you go to blend it. So yeah, so we can show you like it kind of looks cool, like all this paper there.
Yeah.
I'll show you guys like what it's like to write on this.
I'll move it over.
Okay, the Sharpie's dying a little.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'll get another one.
I'm like, this looks bad.
Oh no.
It like is such a perfect tip though. Like it hasn't been. It looks like it hasn't even. Yeah. Disappointed with the Sharpie.
Oh, cute. Okay, hopefully this works.
Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect.
That one's good. Okay. I brought an extra. Ooh.
Okay, so I'm writing a note for you guys. Basically, like, this is what I mean. Like, it's not going to be perfect, like, you know, but take your time with it. And I think you can, like, make some cool stuff. Thanks for watching.
Cute. Janani's like so cool.
Oh, are you guys going to make paper? I want everybody to make paper. What else can you use these for? Like, I use these actually, okay, for myself, I've been creating, they're not done yet because I'm in the middle of working on my Etsy and I want to put my Etsy on them, but I'm making like business cards for myself. You know, when people like, I walk around with like my bags that I've made and all that, and people are like, oh, I like your stuff. And I'm like, thanks, I make it, whatever. And I don't know, I have nothing to give them. I'm like, oh, follow my Instagram, wah, wah. Like, you know, if I just like pulled up with one of these and I was like, yo, Flipmystitch, like showed up with like my little, I think it's cute. I think it's cool. So this was made with a yellow construction paper. This was no food coloring, but
nice.
It's just more effective, I think, if you have like an actual colored paper, if you want it to show up like that. Yeah. What else?
What made you decide to start your business?
So random. I think I was like just in the mood to learn how to sew. I think I saw some stuff. Like this was like maybe a year before the pandemic started. And I just was like, I want to teach myself how to sew. I think that I can get a lot of use out of it. I hadn't even really like honed in on like the secondhand kind of thing yet. So I just went to Canadian Tire. I bought like the cheapest Singer sewing machine, which, you know what, honestly, do it. Like it was $100. So like, you know, you don't have to spend a fortune. You can get those at the thrift store as well. It can be confusing. Like it is like quite the machine until you figure out how it works. And like, I'm still learning things about sewing machines now, but I definitely encourage you to like, you know, watch some videos. It's not hard to kind of figure out how to do it. And once you know how to sew, like you can do literally whatever you want. And I think that's what turned into like It started off with like bags. Like I'll show you. Like this is.
Did you make
this,
that?
Yeah, it's so old. Like this is
so
like
cute.
the bag that I bring with me everywhere, and like the stitching I don't even think is that good.
Yeah.
Something that I've learned as I go
That's so
along.
cool.
Like, you know, thank you. But it started off with like bags. I was like, oh, it's really bad for the environment to make reusable bags. Like manufacturing of materials in general is so bad for the environment. You know, carbon emissions, water usage, ecosystem toxicity, everything like that. So I was like, let me make bags. Then I realized I wanted to make bags out of things that were already made. And the thrift stores are crazy. Like, I feel like people think that it's this kind of daunting or like cool but like intimidating place to go.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, don't let anybody like, you know, make you think otherwise. Go to the thrift store, look at what you want to look at. Don't just look at like, oh, like I feel like I'm a woman and I need to be in like the women's shirt sizes that match me. Like, yo, I'm in the men's part, I'm in like the bath section, or like anything. And you will make your way through a thrift store, take as much time as you need, go alone so that there's no distractions and competition. And, you know, you'll sift through things and you'll just find cool stuff. And like, even if you can't sew, like you can do, I'm sure, something creative with the pieces that you find. So that was kind of a long answer to the question. It was a year before the pandemic. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to make a business out of this. So I've expanded from just bags to, you know, tons of stuff. Right now I'm really into, and I've been doing a few of these for people, but bleach design. So like, yeah, so if you check out my Instagram, like my latest ones are up there, but I've learned how to take bleach and like paint it on, you know, specifically like black t-shirts is what I've been doing. Because I do like to create designs in that sense. So that's a lot of fun, you know, like just flipping things, making old things like fun again, because the consumer personality now is like, it's tough, and that's what we're up against, you know, in this environmental mission kind of thing. So we need to just be more conscious of what we're using, even in the process of making something old into new. Like, consider the things that you're using to do that, and try to just cut you know, anything that's going to be harmful, really, or worsen the state of our environment right now. So that's kind of where my business came from, and I'm loving it, and I get a lot of support from it. And I appreciate everybody for it.
Oh,
yeah.
Where do you see your business heading to?
It's tough. Like it's tough because of course I'd want to expand, and I would want to make it like obviously as big as possible. But again, like you kind of what I was saying, like you don't want to get to the point where now it's redundant and I'm contradicting myself, and like I can't have, you know, a factory of people who are doing this stuff, because that it doesn't make sense, right? Like it needs to be a handmade gesture, you know, piece of art, in my opinion, that you know, is kind of like the unique part of my business. So it's hard. It's hard, like even for shipping and all that. Like I don't want to get into all like, you know, that plastic and all that. I still try to keep all of my packaging as like secondhand, but like when it comes to shipping things, you can't do that, you know, like you need to use specific things and all that. So it's definitely difficult to see where this is going to take me, but even the scale that I'm on right now is more than enough. Even just like for local people, like even if I could just get a reusable bag like in the hands of somebody who is now going to use that instead of plastic bags or a brand new tote bag, then I'm happy, you know. Even if this is all that I do, I'm very, very grateful for it.
Oh, with Laura talking about like sustainable packaging, she is also part of the giveaway that we're doing for Rainbow Railroad. So she did wrap it. Oh,
so yeah, so I do the lighters as well. Like I have another account called fire.paints. And I hand paint lighters out of nail polish using a toothpick. I don't know, random, but that has gotten a lot of attention from people. Unfortunately, it's something that I can't take past just like local, because lighters are considered dangerous goods to ship. So you either have to take the butane out of it, which is, you can't really do that for Bic because they're not exactly refillable or conventionally refillable. And as well, if you do want to just ship it, you have to do it like on the ground. Like, I don't know, you can't put it in like air shipping. So that's been hard. Like I've had people from BC reach out and want lighters, but I've had to say, like, unless you want to pay like $40 for shipping, like unfortunately I'm not able to do that. But would love to do it still. Like I still do it for people who are, you know, around, and I can just like physically come and deliver it.
Yeah.
Like, got a car, I'll come drop it off to you. But even though it's not the sustainable like aspect of my business, I still, for that reason, like will use, like I said, like reused, upcycled packaging. Every single piece of whatever I use in my packaging besides the tape is secondhand. That's actually a good cake because I know so many people have their businesses. It's a good tip, like ribbons and all of that, even like thrift store. There's tons. And that's where what I meant when I said like go in there and just look at things that you haven't even looked at before. Like the wall of baggies of just random stuff. It's like my, you know, it's like a surprise bag. Like they're like $3. And, and you get cool stuff in it. And like that's helped me package my things. My mom she used to do baskets. So she has like an excess surplus amount of like ribbons and all that kind of stuff still too. So I'm able to use that as well. And you know, still it's secondhand, right? So tons of stuff like that, like just sustainability, look into what is already around you and be creative with it. And I think that we can all, you know, learn some stuff and do some stuff like that.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
No problem.
If anyone else has any other questions, let us know.
I don't. There's 5 of y'all now.
I do want to share that we are doing this festival for a cause, and it is for Rainbow Railroad. They help the LGBT plus community from other countries escape from violence and persecution just for being who they are. So link is in the bio if you can if you want to donate, and if you want to win one of Laura's lighters and also one of her sustainable pouches that she's donated for the giveaway, you can feel free to enter as well. The post is on our page. Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, O'Neill says thank you, Laura.
Thank you. Oh, you guys have been amazing hosts, and I'm so grateful that you guys were able to put this on. And they did so much, and they really put a lot of effort into this. So
thanks, Laura.
Something to appreciate for sure.
I'll take a last look at our paper that we made today.
Yeah, maybe you could post a picture when it's all dry. I'll keep it here for you.
Let's do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for watching.
See you at the rest of the sets.
Yeah, see you at 3:00. Awesome. This is so informative. Thank you.
No problem.
I'll go over there.
I love this. Yeah, we have to end it. I'm just going to watch you guys as we do it. Bye.